judge lets him do to victim in court is even sicker. An illegal African migrant was arrested after brutally raping a young woman at knife point and forcing her boyfriend to watch before robbing the pair. However, what a judge allowed the migrant rapist to do to his traumatized female victim in the courtroom is even more disgusting and outrageous. As the West continues to allow unvetted migrants flood across our borders, it seems as though the left would have us wait until each illegal alien commits a heinous crime before we enforce the law. Unfortunately, even if one of the criminal migrants is brought before a judge, there's no guarantee that justice will be served. In fact, in one young woman's case, she found just how far the courts are willing to go to appease multicultural culprits. Shortly after midnight on April 2 in Bonn, Germany, a 23-year-old woman and her 26-year-old boyfriend were horrified to find their romantic camping trip cut short by a failed asylum seeker. The African migrant sliced open their tent with a tree saw and held them captive, robbing them of what few valuables they had. After filling his pockets, the migrant then dragged the young woman from the tent and proceeded to rape her in front of her helpless companion, threatening to kill her if he attempted to stop the heinous sexual assault. When the sadistic migrant, identified only as Eric X thanks to Germany's censorship laws, was arrested, the woman believed she would finally see justice. Unfortunately, she was only further victimized when the court once again allowed her rapist to abuse her in front of the entire courtroom. The Daily Mail reports that the 32-year-old Ghanaian migrant, Eric X, mocked his traumatized victim and called her a prostitute in front of the entire court during his trial. No punishment from the judge was reported and the migrant was free to continue berating the woman in an incredibly disturbing outburst. When DNA evidence found on the victim was presented to the court, again he shouted, "If the girl claims she has been raped, she must be a prostitute. All who help her and lie are filthy people." The migrant unleashed a sickening display, yet not one report suggests that he faced any consequences for his abuse. In fact, when told to remain silent by his lawyer, Eric X even turned his disrespect toward the entire courtroom, the Metro reports. "Why should I remain silent about a case where I don't know anything about?" he shouted in court. "This is not the truth. This is a trick of the court." A trick question. Gudrun Roth, the lawyer representing the young woman, confirmed that the outburst was emotionally triggering to the victim, adding that it is always a slap in the face if someone who has experienced such a thing is mocked even further. Eric X faces charges of aggravated rape and predatory blackmail. However, he will not be charged with threats of bodily harm, despite using the saw to hold his victims at bay. Still, he will not be able to claim mental incompetence as a psychiatrist found no evidence of mental illness during the time of the rape. His trial is ongoing with 10 more hearings planned until October 19. The suspect reportedly arrived in Europe in 2014 after illegally crossing the Mediterranean from Libya, as most migrants from Africa are currently doing. He made his way to Rome, Italy, before trekking onward to Austria and then Germany. Several years before heading to Europe, Eric X confessed that he murdered his brother-in-law in Ghana during a dispute about a family inheritance. Disturbingly, Eric X was notified by German authorities 10 days before the rape that he would face deportation as a rejected asylum seeker. Still, he was allowed to roam the streets of Bonn before encountering his victims. Any citizen would have been held in contempt of court, but not this unapologetic migrant. After multiple outbursts, he was given no reason why he should fear and respect the court of law. Yet it seems that time and time again migrants are given the privilege of standing a degree above our legislation, which only furthers their disdain for our way of life. Europe has not only allowed its borders to be infiltrated by economical and criminal migrants posing as asylum seekers, but is standing idly by as this tiny minority fundamentally changes the face of the continent. Our laws, liberties, and values are taking a backseat to barbaric cultures in the name of tolerance. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.